Hi everyone, happy Friday. I have a nice collection of books to show you. I ended up ordering some from Lyrica. Yeah, again, I'm just going to stop saying I'm almost done with ordering books for a while. I think I have another Lyrica order where I picked up two more books that will probably be here. It wouldn't surprise me. I tell you, this Lyrica order, so for those of you that are not familiar with it, Lyrica is a French website that a lot of people order, like the Hachette Heroes art therapy, the Coloriage Mysteres, Disney books, like the French versions and stuff. And then there's other books you can buy as well in that type of color by number, because they offer free shipping, and a lot of times it's hard to find these on Amazon. And if they're on Amazon, they're priced a lot higher because they're trying to cover shipping. I can put a link down in the description so you can go and look at it. Granted, it is all in French, so you'll probably need to use some sort of translation app or something. I use like the Google Translate, and that gives me just enough info that I can navigate around the site. I know a lot of friends that use it, and I've used it a number of times myself. Seems like relatively safe site, no issues, and honestly, I'm just impressed how quickly I got these books. So that maybe they're getting such a demand in the U.S. that maybe they're making it, maybe they're looking at a location closer to like the US and Canada and stuff where it's easier to ship and quicker to ship these out. I don't know. I just got them super fast. So, um, but if we're talking about Lyrica, and it's Lireka, I think is the name of the site. So, I have some of those to show and a couple other books I picked up, one being a new release. So let's get started with that one. So John Green, I have seen his name before with Creative Haven books. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to put the rest of these. I'm very limited in desk space right now. It is a mess. I have seen him on some Creative Haven or Dover books, but I think they were the ones that are double-sided. I don't know if I see him very often do like a Creative Haven book, so I was excited to see that. I do like his art a lot. This is Glorious Songbirds. It was just released, I think, I got it yesterday, so it was on the 15th. This is your standard Creative Haven book, if you're not familiar with those. You can also purchase these at doverpublications.com. If you don't want to use Amazon, but these books are relatively, honestly, let me look. They went up a little in price, but that's not a big surprise. So this is showing $7 US. That's not a big surprise because I think the cost of printing, of course, is still going up. But I think these used to be $5.99, so they went up $1. But still comparable and actually cheaper than a lot of coloring books that are out there right now. So they're on perforated paper and they're always single-sided. I've never had an issue with the paper quality. Some people do, but I like it. I think it's kind of like a medium quality. It's better than Amazon paper, but I mean, it's not super thick paper either. So, and you always get a picture on the front and the back that are examples. Ooh, I love those cardinals. So let's get started. I love when they do the title page like this, rather than just having the little square, having it more of like a free form like this. You get a little blurb to read. And Creative Haven books, except for their color by number, the Creative Haven books typically have 31 illustrations. Their color by numbers have 46 though, but they are a little more expensive too, so keep that in mind. Now, I love me some burbs. I like to call them burbs. Oh, thank goodness. That's what I was hoping. I was like, oh, darn. Because sometimes they'll put, like, the name of things in the little section here. And I was like, oh, no, they're not going to tell us the name of these birds. But they do. They do. And they even give you an idea of the color, what their coloring is like, what the flowers are, and what the butterfly is. That is really cool. I love the descriptive paragraph there. And it's on the back of the page. Hang on. It's on the back of the page so that grumble, grumble, grumble. Y'all are like, what are you doing? I'm messing with the focus for a second. I got some new glasses and like, yeah, let's just stick here. I got some new glasses and I'm still trying to get used to them, but because of that, I can't tell if something's genuinely blurry or if it's just blurry because of me. So American Red Star actually tells you what the male and the female are colored like. And then the flower. I think that's so cool. I really like that. Like they went a step further. Not just the bird name, but the bird coloring and then what flowers they're surrounded by. Which in the robin case, like, I mean, those are pumpkins. And again, you don't have to color these the way they're naturally colored. This would be fun. I would like to go through here and see if I can find the birds that are natural to my area and do those first, because I get a lot of birds in my bird feeders, and some of them, like a cardinal, is very easy. I think these are in alphabetical order. Some of them, like a cardinal, are, very easy to identify. But I get a lot of smaller birds that I think are types of sparrows. They're not house sparrows. They're not those little sparrows you see like in the parking lots and stuff. They've got different colors to them. Like there's one that's got a lot of red around its head, and I'd love to be able to figure out what they are. I had a bird app, or I still do, where I can take a picture of it and it'll tell me more than likely what type of bird it is. But I gotta get close enough to the bird to take a picture of it. And that's the problem. Speaking of birds, I have this window bird feeder here in my office slash art space slash guest room. Not that we actually have any guests that come over. But I've got a window bird feeder in here, and when I forget to fill up the other feeders, like especially those little sparrows, at least I think that's what they are, descend upon this one, and greatly amuses my cat Reepicheep, who pretty much stays in that window most days. But earlier this week, I think it was on Monday, I got up and I was coming in here and getting the computer set up, and I kept hearing this thump sound, and I was like, what in the world? And I look over that window and I see it's like a squirrel on a pogo stick. I see one leap up and try to hop in that bird feeder, and he missed. And it was just the funniest thing. Like I said, it was like he was on a little trampoline or something. And he eventually figured it out and got in there and ate to his heart's content. And my cat wasn't in here at the time. And so then yesterday I heard that noise again. I'm like, there's another squirrel trying to get in that feeder. And again, it's when I haven't filled the feeders in the backyard, then they start getting brave and coming towards the front, because they know where all the spots are now. They just go the one that's least dangerous to them. And then, if that one doesn't have food, then they move to the next one. So he gets in the window, and I swear, Reef Sheep is laying there just out asleep, and this squirrel's making all kinds of noise in that window feeder, and he's just completely oblivious. I even got a little video clip of it. I'm like, man, y'all are some spoiled cats, cause there's the cardinal, and he finally saw him. But he didn't get like crazy excited and start like swatting at the window. He stared like he's right there at that window right next to him. But like he was interested, but he was also like, I'm tired. I don't feel like. He is older. He's like 13, so kind of miss the super active cats that I had about a decade ago that would have went nuts in that window. But maybe over time he's learned that if he doesn't go crazy, they'll stay in the window longer too. So I don't know. Maybe he got some brains during that. So Glorious Songbirds, if you're a fan of burbs, I keep wanting to say burbs. This is, I think, a great book, and I, again, love the names of the birds and, how, even a description of how they're colored in here if you don't want to use, like, Google or anything. This next one, I bought because Poet Spice. She is running a hashtag. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Hot Guy Summer or something. And I think it's funny because, at least for me, a lot of times when a common criticism, not that we criticize, coloring books very much, but a common criticism many of us have is that there's not a lot of men in our coloring books. Like we get all these, portraits of women, and in some books a little more risque, not risque, but what's the word I'm trying to look for? Sexy women, okay? They could be sexy mermaids, they could be fantasy women. You get some of those in certain books. I'm thinking of a couple different type of Jade Summer books, where, you got the cute little cartoony fairies, then you got the voluptuous fairies. But there's not a lot of male fairies, right? Like there's not a lot of men represented in these books, and I feel like it's been a thing. And so I saw her flip through this book, and it cracked me up. I had to buy this just for fun. I actually watched her color in one, I think it was like Cute Guys Around Through the Ages or something. And I was like, man, that book actually looks pretty good too. The art in here is pretty good. Like, I have to admit, as tongue-in-cheek as this book purchase was, the art actually is pretty good. So, if this is not your thing, you can of course skip to the next thing. I have timestamps in the description, so always have those so you don't have to watch through the whole video. You can just go to whichever books you want to see. So if this is not your thing, that's fine, or do whatever you want, but I got this and I thought it was hilarious. So it's Cute Guys of Sci-Fi and Fantasy. I think there's the Cute Guys with Animals and then the Cute Guys Through the Ages, which I might actually pick up. I gotta see the rest of that book. So illustrations by Chayne Avery. So this is a new to me artist. It is Amazon paper. This was actually from 2017. A test page. And then here we go. These are not overly complicated images by any means. She was laughing about the chest hair drawn in, and I gotta agree. That is pretty hilarious. Got that skull belt buckle there. Though I would think in a Wild West setup, like, well, it is pretty hot. So, I mean, that long coat just seems, where they wear the dusters. I know it's to protect from the dust. And, like, sometimes when you're in really hot climates, certain types of clothing can actually keep you cooler. So maybe that's the concept of that. But, like, no wonder he's going bare chested to counterbalance it. Some of the drawing I feel like she's been rather generous to a number of the men in this book. It is called Fantasy Men, Michelle. Love the pirate picture. Again, y'all know how much I love pirates, and the pirate picture was definitely a big draw for me. This is something fun. I don't know. I might would try to shade over with pencil some, like use marker as a base or something. We got merman. And this dude just swimming, minding his own business. I wonder if he can swim with those ears. I wonder if they act like, or maybe he can fly with them. Maybe they flap like wings. Now, some of these you wonder about the practicality. Like, I feel like those pants, if that guy were to, like, take a couple steps, those pants would just fall right off. And so again, you wonder about that. But I also feel like fair is fair because I've seen some women in some gravity defying outfits. So, oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. These pictures. I just. I don't know what to say when I don't want this to get flagged. So, guys, fighting off some, I don't know what that is. Some alien creatures. About to have a very bad day. This one, y'all, I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at the strategically placed rock there. That seems awful convenient. Of course, y'all know I like sci-fi and fantasy stuff, so I figured this book was the most appropriate one in the bunch. I know he's a vampire, but like he's also giving me a little bit of Witcher vibes. This guy just looks like a male model. I'm not making any commentary. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I'm just saying he might want to be a little careful when he's swinging that sword a little too close to his body. Um, because of the various objects that seem to be sticking out from his costume there, his get up, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. These poses, I love this. Like this alien type creature's about to come up on him, and this guy's like, subscribe to my Instagram for 10 exercises guaranteed to give you man buns to die for or something. Like, And that guy's like, look, I tried it too. See results in 30 days. Without like all the guns and stuff in the spaceship thing, he almost gives me vibes of like with that hair of like Goku from Dragon Ball. This is like Bachelor 3000, where, in the future we're still going to have episodes of The Bachelor running. This is the version of its rose ceremony. No, not going to comment, not going to say a word about. I'm assuming this guy's a robot or an android. I don't understand the necessity of underwear, but okay, sure, we're just gonna, that's all I'm gonna say about it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I like the old school comic feel to these where they have like the blam and the pow and boom. Like these aren't, this is actually, decent art for sure. Those nips, man. Those nips are like, it just draws you right into that picture. Like they are, when they talk about focal points in art, like, oh, there's focal points in this picture art. Not, not in the way you would typically think about it as an artist, though. Like the little robot dog. This, I should have prepared y'all for this picture. This just, I laughed and laughed and laughed when I saw this picture. There is a story here, and I feel like it's one of those stories that you find in the fanfic section of the internet. And that strategically placed blanket, like I just cannot. That model pose. I gotta get through this. I got other books. Anyway, this was just hilarious. It, like I said, not bad pictures. I actually, like, I got this just again because I wanted to do that whole, I'm encouraging male representation in coloring books. And not, I mean, tongue in cheek about like the poses and stuff, but that is pretty funny because I mean that's pretty much what some do to women in coloring books. So I feel like fair is fair. Um, no, nothing overly. I feel like there's a couple things that are like nothing you. Well, I can't say nothing you couldn't see on TV. Um, Nothing you wouldn't see on like one of the network channels, right? Like now HBO, like anything goes these days, but I wouldn't say there's anything on here that's past PG-13. It might be on the edge there to R-rated. But not too bad. Actually, the Grimm Fairy Tales ones that I have are, I feel like, kind of remind me of this, but on the women's side. So anyway, it's actually like I don't mind the art, and I'm gonna see if I can find a flip through the ones around through the ages or whatever, and I might actually pick that one up too, because it would just be nice to have a couple of male-centric coloring books, and and this art's actually done pretty well. So um, sometimes you get books and it's kind of a lark, right? And it's not, it's just something fun to have in the collection, but like, maybe the art's not super fantastic or whatever. I mean, I have books like that, but you know, the art in there is actually not not too terrible. Like, it's actually fairly well done. All right, so what we're going to do with the Disney books is I'm going to show y'all how a couple of the pages look, and I'm going to show you the solutions. And we're going to do the solutions at the very end. I'm going to go through all of them and show the solutions. That way, if you don't want to see them, you can go ahead and, you know, click away. So, all right, Nature, I believe this is a newer release. So yeah, Michelle, I thought you said you weren't going to be getting any more Disney books. I know what I said. We don't trust what comes out of my mouth anymore. Like, YouTube, surprise, YouTube trusts what comes out of my mouth right now. After that flip through, yeesh. Anyway, this is the cleanser, right? Like, our brain went one way during that book, so now we're back to, you know, more family friendly content, more family friendly shows. I believe this is a new release, and so this is Nature by Hachette Heroes. There's all kinds of different things. It says Art Therapy, Coloriages, Mysteres. I don't know what the official name of these are. Oh, they actually have the artist there. That is cool. There are tons of books in the Disney. And this is where I have to be very careful, because one of these days I'm going to go, I just want all of them. I just want all of them. And what I'm trying to do is strategically buy them now, because some images do duplicate. I'm trying to buy strategically now so that I don't end up buying every single book right now. I'm really trying not to. Not having much luck, because then something new comes out like this. So this is, let me look here. And some of them, I don't like how they're done. Some of them have where it looks like one image and then you color it and it's actually another image. I don't really like those. Those look too disjointed to me. My brain doesn't like those when I'm looking at them. So I just prefer the images that turn out, you know, they're just, you can get actually an idea from these, because they aren't fairly detailed. They're not terribly detailed. But yeah, I don't like those. And so I think even if I ever got to the point, I would pick up and see all y'all are seeing are lines, and I feel like blurry lines at that. But anyway, this is not one of those. You get a lot of colors for these though. These have a pretty extreme color palette if you've ever used the Disney books. Now these are double-sided if you're not familiar with these types of books. Unless you want to sacrifice the page on the other side, you really cannot use alcohol markers in these. There are 100 images. I've had dreams where maybe they would just offer 50 images and make them single-sided, but I don't think that's going to happen. So not at this point. They've put out so many. So colored pencils. I've tried like paint markers, some water-based markers. They all come with their different pros and cons. I'm trying different ones. I actually bought some acrylic paint markers to try in these as well. I'm constantly trying things just to find something that I can consistently use, because if I use pencil the way I want to use it in there, it's going to kill my hands, and so I can't do that all the time. I also got the Saisons one. And again, I believe, I just want to make sure. Yep, these are realistically what these are supposed to look like. So, why are we having such a devil of a time? Again, boy, these glasses make it really hard to do this. Anyway, I think y'all can see it. So I got the Seasons one. Now, I think the Seasons and Nature ones, I don't know if they're taken from scenes in the movies or if they're just created for these books. I can't remember. I have to look. I saw this one on Tammy Colors too, and I knew this was what started my Lyrica moment. Arbres du Monde. I took 2 French classes in college, and that was 20 years ago. I don't remember a thing of it. Not a bit of it, and because that stuff takes practice and stuff. So this is not a Disney book. This is trees. So it's different kinds of trees in different settings. This is interesting because seems like a little more like Copic pen, like a pen or pencil. The Disney books have more of a grayish outline, and this one actually has more of like a Copic pen, like an ink pen kind of look to it, which I think is interesting. These are these are varied in their color palettes. So some of these have a whole lot, some of these don't have very many. So they do make other books in this style that are not Disney. I actually don't, this is the first one I've owned from those. And again, I'm trying to be careful because a lot of those look amazing, and these books aren't super cheap either. So like, I could easily spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars buying up all the books. This one I thought was super cool. This was also one I saw from Tammy Colors too. Coloriages, Mysteres, Fantastiques. I don't think this is Disney. I think this is just random pictures. This is a hardcover, which I thought was pretty cool. And you see some of the images on the back. They don't tell you where they're at in the book, so I feel like this is acceptable. But aren't these beautiful? Like, oh my gosh, I saw this and I was just like, welp. There you go. So you can't really see anything because it's all lines. This is a little more thinner line like the Disney books. Really varied color palettes. Wow, that's a lot of colors. That's a lot of colors. Some of these aren't as bad as the others. Okay, now I've done this, I am going to show the solutions in the backs of these. I know some people don't like to see those if you already have the book. I personally would rather be surprised, but honestly, I will forget, the way my brain is, I will forget most of these by the time I actually start coloring in these books. So it'll be fine. But if you don't want to see the solutions, I have to see the solutions for, like I said, 2 things draw me to these books. One, making sure they're not the type that it's one picture till you color it, then it's another picture. I don't like those. And I got to see the solutions in the back to decide whether or not I really want the books. So if you don't want to see the solutions though, this will finish up the video. Well, I'll go ahead and say it. I'm not planning a live stream this weekend. I'm going to put an announcement on the channel later. Well, it'll be on there Friday by your time you see this. I just can't get it together before I leave on that trip with my brother to do the big giveaway I want to do. So we're going to do it in July. What I am going to do this weekend is, a lot of people like the idea of seeing my coloring from the past 5 years, because this is to celebrate 5 years of being on this channel and also 3,000 subscribers. So I thought it might be fun over the summer to do some throwback videos. So like, we're going to show my coloring journey over the past 5 years. I'm actually going to do there was a 10 books you would take to a desert island in that very first summer. That was a real big tag. I'm going to redo that again. And look back at the videos and just see if there's anything else I would like to redo as kind of a throwback over the years. I'm going to plan those kind of dispersed out through June and July and probably August, because I have all these ideas and I was trying to record them all before I left, and I'm overwhelmed, and I need to just, we have all the time in the world to put out these videos. I do really well. I'd like to include an extra video during the week, like on a Wednesday or something, and then do a couple on the weekends like I've been doing. But really, other than that, I don't have time to add in a lot more videos, so I need to pace myself. And you are going to have videos while I'm out. I am working on those as well. So yeah, so expect at least one video from me this weekend, and it'll probably be my coloring from the past 5 years. So unless I get a wild hair, decide to do 2 videos this weekend, which probably won't happen, but you just never know with me. You just never know. So quick update on that. Sorry I couldn't get that together in time, but July feels a lot better for my mental health and for my stress level, because I am still recovering from the past like 9 months of my life right now. So all right, gonna show the solutions in order of each book. So nature, I am not 100% sure. I don't think these are legit from, or not all of them are legit from the movies. They have, I think these are the names of the movies in French, of course. Now, keep in mind, this one doesn't all have black lines. All the books I think I've had prior to this had black outlines, but this one has a mixture. So it does have some lines, but they're not black. So if you don't like that style, just keep that in mind. I love this picture. Love this picture. There were some. There was that one. There was this one right here that I just loved and was like, yep, this is next on my list. I love the Pocahontas one. Oop. There we go. That one's beautiful. That night sky is going to be hecka hard to put in without. Might try some paint on these. Like, I've used paint pens. Okay, I'm not going to flip it on its side for everything, but there are landscapes, as you can see. Love the underwater ones. I think those are fun. He's got that kind of look where sometimes when my husband has to go out in nature, I think he carries that look sometimes, like, ugh, outside. But I think these are just adorable. Love that one. And that one. And that one. I love these nighttime ones. You can see, it's funny, you can see easily which ones I'm drawn to because they're all like nighttime images. Not all of them, but quite a few. And they actually have Halloween pictures in here, which I think are super cute. I like that they also have what feels like seasonal in here, even though this is a nature book. You could still do like this one for summer, this one for fall, this one for winter. I do like that. And with this extra variety of books, I can participate more in uh, Spicy Cat Colors does a lot of like Disney, like a monthly Disney color along with she'll pick a movie or something, and a lot of times I haven't had anything that would apply to that, though you can always color something that's not in these books. You could, you know, like I think this month is Snow White, so you could do a poison. You could do an apple in any book that make it up like a poison apple, and do like an evil queen in a book if there's a picture of a queen or something. Like you could get creative with that, but my brain hasn't had the capacity to think like that recently. Seasons. Again, I think these are not specific. Well, yeah, definitely not specific to movie scenes. Love these two. I mean, I like them all, don't get me wrong. There's not really, that's one of the things, a big thing for me too is a lot of these, there's not a lot of pictures that I'm just like meh about. Like, I actually like them all. Like, I think that one's really cool. Even the Mickey Mouse ones, which I don't typically get drawn to, I like them okay. I actually really like that one with Mulan in the rain. You got more Halloween ones in here, which is fun. Well, I really like the Mushu pictures, like, and I just finally watched Encanto on my trip to Seattle. I finally watched it, and I really like it as well. I love Mulan. I like the Lilo pictures. Oh, we got a Baymax in here. I love Emperor's New Groove. I bet Yzma's in my villains book, though. I always joke that everybody wanted to be a Disney princess when they got older, and I just turned out like Yzma. I love Coco as well. Pictures I don't see very much, even, and maybe they're in some other books, but I really love the movie Onward that just came out. I think it was the year 2020. I really love that movie. Probably because it has a big Dungeons and Dragons kind of understory to it, and I want more pictures of those characters because I actually want to go back and watch that. It might be something I'll load up. Um, that would be something cool for me and my brother to watch while we're gone. I bet he'd like it. All right, here is the tree book, as I'm going to call it. Obviously, you want to be prepared with greens for this one, but they're not all just greens. I just loved the different styles. Like, it's so many different styles of the pictures, so many different colors. You've got a mandala right there. I love the trees that aren't just typically green trees. I don't know. I thought this was a really unique. Love that one right there. I think that's just beautiful. This one too. I love the different art styles in the pages too. It mixes it up. I love these silhouette ones. This one, where it's like you're kind of looking under a willow tree almost. Love the different art styles in this one. That's pretty. This one will be interesting for sure. Like I said, this is really, other than the other one I just showed y'all, this is the only non-Disney book in this series I have. And it's like, it's not that I don't want them, it's just I'm trying to restrain myself. Not doing a very good job, as we've seen. I love the brightness of that one. And the Coloriage Fantastiques. This one is just, I think, so, it's intricate, but it's beautiful. Okay. Are we at 1? Yes, we're at 1. Just some very unique looking people. It has a very fantasy element to this, which is my jam. Love this play on Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. I see you got the equivalent of the lady in the gravity defying bikini there. Love this one with the wizard. But see, and here you got men and women, which I think is very cool. This just looks so cool. That picture with the bird, just I guess it's a hummingbird. The different colors of that bird, I'm just so drawn to that. And that little weird slug looking thing, whatever that is. Hers is gorgeous. I love like greens and blues with some purples. Like, I like hers a lot. I like them all. I mean, that's adorable. Whatever that thing is. Not so adorable, but still cool. Sorry, I know a lot of these are landscape. Love the perspective on that one. Ooh, there's a good one for Foxy February. Little gnome. These pictures are so darn cool. And just different. Alright. So there we go. Pretty much any more books that I get, like I said, I got a couple from Lyrica. I've got a book from, at least one book, I think it's just one book, from Etsy coming. And I need to order Joshua Dunbar's newest book. He's hoping he can get it out the first day of summer, which is next Wednesday. But you know, it's not a guarantee, but I will be getting that as soon as that goes live. But I won't be able to do any flip throughs till I get back. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back this weekend with a video, and yeah, we'll see what I can put together while I'm gone. It might be one video, might be two, might be three. Who knows? But I guess we'll find out together. So thanks guys for watching, and bye for now.